In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to get started with Davinci Resolve. I will show you how to download the software, how to import your footage, how to edit your clips and how to export them, so you can start to create videos by your own. There are two versions of Davinci Resolve, the free one and the paid version, but you pay $300 once and you can use it for a lifetime and free updates as well. Everything we're going to cover in this tutorial will only require the free version. I will put the download link in the description below. Once you open this link, you will come to the Blackmagic Design website. Here you have the option to choose between Davinci Resolve and Davinci Resolve Studio, which is the paid version. We're going to download on the free version. You can download this software for Mac, for Windows and Linux. In my case, that's Mac. So let's download it. You only need to create a free account at Davinci Resolve and then you can access this powerful tool. Once you open the software, this is what you see the first time. It's your local database where all your projects are stored. To create a new project, simply press New Project, create a name, and now we already created the project where we can work in. Before I import my video footage, I will give you a quick overview of the program itself. Here on the bottom you will find different symbols. And this is where Davinci gets really powerful. Because it's a program where you have everything inside. These symbols are basically programs inside the program. So we got here the media section where we can organize our footage. Then we got the fusion page for special effects, a color page for professional color grading, the Fairlight page for professional music editing, and the delivery page for exporting our videos. But all the magic today will happen in the edit page, and this is also the page where you will spend the most of the time in it. So let's bring some footage inside into the media pool. The media pool you can find at the left corner. If you press this button, you can activate it and deactivate it. And here we can create some bins. It's like folders in your computer to keep everything organized, and this is what we want. So I'm going to create a footage folder, a music folder, and inside this folder you can even create more folders. For me, I have some drone footage, some footage of the Blackmagic, and I will put a moderation folder as well. There we go. Easy. So how do we add our footage into the project? It's really simple, but one really important thing is that you need to store all your files in one folder, so you can always access them and find it. For this purpose, I already created a Davinci course folder where there is my footage inside and my music as well. So I have everything organized in one folder and you can always access them. Adding our footage into our folder, we do it simply by drag and drop. The first time you add your footage into Davinci, the program will ask you to change the frame rate according to your video clips. But in my case, I have different frame rates like drone footage with 60 FPS, Blackmagic footage with 30 frames per second. I'm going to say don't change. But still we have to set up the actual project frame rate. And we do this by going in the right hand corner to our project settings. And here under the master settings, you can choose your frame rate. And for this project, we are going to use 30 frames per second. Also here you can find the timeline resolution. In this case, we're going to use a 1920 by 1080 timeline. If you want to edit a vertical video, like a TikTok for example, you should check this checkbox, use vertical resolution. It basically just swaps the number and now you got a vertical video. But for our project, we keep it 1920 by 1080. So we keep adding our footage into our folders, Blackmagic. The drone footage is still missing. Add the drone footage. So now we set everything up and we can finally start editing. Let's take this drone footage and put it into our timeline. So as you can see, the blue box is our video and the green box is our audio. You can extend this to have a better look at your audio. And this line divides those two types of files. Up video, down audio. So also if we want to import our music, we cannot import it on the upper section. We have to put it on the lower section. If you go with your cursor on the end of the clip, you have the option to trim it left and right. In the audio tracks, you have the option to mute different tracks or solo them. Same goes for video, disable video and activate video. Let's add some more footage into our timeline so I can show you some more useful tools. So we got this beautiful drone shot and of course we want only to select the beautiful parts. So we start to trim the beginning and we will make a cut right here. For doing this, we will need the blade tool, which you can find over here. If you click on it, you activated the blade tool, and if you click now here, you can see we have this line here which divides now our clip. To delete this clip now, we have to go back to our selection tool, which you also can access here on this bar. Now we simply just select the part that we don't like, and now we delete it with the delete button on your keyboard. If you click now in this empty space, you can also delete it, and the clip connects to the other one. Another easy way to access these tools are shortcuts. For example, the blade tool we can access by pressing B, and the selection tool we can access by pressing A. This is a really fast way to change your tools without spending too much time to searching for it. I made a complete list of the shortcuts I use on a daily basis, which will really speed up your complete process of editing. I put it down in the description below, you can download it for free. This tool right here is another really important tool you will going to use a lot of times. If this button is activated, your audio and video are always linked. If you drag it around or if you try to make a cut, the cut will also be added on your audio as well. If you don't want this, deselect the linked button and now you can make cuts only in the audio or, for example, only in the video part. And if you delete it, we're only working on the video itself and not on the audio as well. This is the snapping tool. If you activate it and go close to your next clip, it will snap automatically into the position. If you deactivate it, you got way more control and it will not snap, and you can even dial into another clip if you want to. Let's start to get a little bit more creative with our edit. Up in the left corner you can see the button Effects, and if you open it you get the tons of effects that come already with Davinci Resolve. For example, you can find here video transitions. Just try them out and look which one fits the best to your edit. To edit, we just take it and drag and drop it into this position, and now you can see we added a fade transition to it. By pressing minus or plus, we can zoom into our timeline and even expand or shorten our transition. If you want to delete it, just select it and click delete. To activate your effects, just go in the left corner and press this button where you can show or hide them. You can find the mixer on this button here, and now we got this indication of our audio. And we can see it has some red lines, which means that your audio is clipping. It's way too loud for exporting. And there's a really simple trick how we can normalize our audio to make it sound perfect. We simply just press right click on our audio, go to normalize audio levels, set it to -9 dB and normalize it. And now if you play it, you can see we're not touching the red line, we're in the yellow line, which means we have perfect audio and it's not too loud. In this clip right here, I got some black bars on the top and the bottom because it was shot in a different ratio. To fix this problem, I just want to zoom inside a little bit so I don't see the black bars anymore. How do we do it? We just select a clip, go to our inspector on the top right hand side, click on it, and in the inspector we have a lot of controls about the video and audio itself. And here, for example, we have the zoom. So if I click on this number and go left or right, you can see I can zoom in or out and make our black bars disappear. If you want to edit your audio, simply just highlight your clip, go to audio, and here you can change the volume and a lot of other things. But this is something for another video. Let's say we finished our edit and we want to export, but only a specific part of our video. We can do this by taking our red cursor on the beginning of our section and press the key shortcut I for in. Now we set the in key. And now we take the cursor to the ending of our video and press the shortcut O for out. So now we only selected this part of our edit, and if we export this now, we only export this part of our edit. You also have the option to drag them around as you need. So let's finally export this selection. And we do this by hovering over to the delivery page over here. It's this rocket icon here. And here we have a lot of options how we can export our video. For example, on the top corner, we already have some presets for YouTube, for TikTok, but now we do a custom export, and for the most quality, we're going now for QuickTime, and the codec is H.264. We keep the resolution on 1920 by 1080, our frame rate is the same, 30 frames per second. Now we can create a name for our video. I call this one body, because it's shot in body. And now we just choose the location where we want to save our video. I already told you in the beginning, it's important to save everything in one folder so you can access this quick. So I'm going to put it into my DaVinci course folder, hit save, and now I add it to the render queue. If you press this button, a job will appear here. You also have the opportunity to make more jobs. Like for example, I want to say I only want to export this drone shot as well. So I just hit in point to only select this part. And now I say body drone shot, give it a different name and add it as well to my render queue. And now I can simply select both jobs and hit render all. And he will start with the first job and render the video out, and then he will start with the second job and render it out as well. If you right click on your job, you can see the option reveal in Finder, and if you reveal it, you can see the exported video in your Finder. This is only the basic stuff what I have taught you right now. There's so much more to learn about this program. Collaborating and sound design, for example. If you have some questions, put it into the comments. I will do my best to answer them all. And I'm looking forward to see you in the next video. Let's create.